Hello. Now, this means that this is a Dacia. I'm on holiday. This is a hire car. It's a Dacia Jogger. Now, we're over in Portugal, driving on the wrong side of the road, as we say in the UK, and it has come with all the usual features that you'd expect from a modern family SUV 7-seater. You can see the back row over there is converted. The problem, as I see it, is that although this is a good car, it does have an issue that it might put you off hiring one yourself. Let's get out and have a look and talk a bit more about this. So there you can see the Dacia, and I've just moved out of proximity, so it's locked itself. And you know, it's a decent enough car that has pretensions of being a Land Rover. Nice bit of a roof rail there. And coming round the back, you can open things up, and you can see these lovely back row seats here with the catches down there. Pull that down, push the seat forward, there you go. That one goes down about as far as that. Second one does the same. The middle row, that's a little bit different because they tip over completely, as you can see. Look at that, that's awesome. It's great access to the back row should it be required. Perfect for carrying 7 people around the continent or wherever else you might be with it. But this car does have a couple of key problems. I'm going to show you the first one now. Unfortunately, I can't drive it right now, so it does have a slightly self-satisfied welcome chime, which can grate. Now, one of the problems, as I see it, with this car is here. As you can see, they gives you your distance, but in this area here, this will display the business to do with your speed limiter and cruise control, and the numbers are small, kind of inconsequential. Also, obviously, you can see the doors open now, as displayed by that LED. The gear shift icon is also, I mean, if it has to have a gear shift icon, then it should be something that you can actually see. So it's quite possible to just go through driving this car completely as normal, but yet this thing here remains anonymous apart from the odd beep when it feels that you're not changing gear at the right time. Now that's another matter entirely. This car does not like hills, and it just so happens I'm in quite a hilly part of the world in northern Portugal. We're also even parked on quite a hilly drive, which brings us to another problem with the Dacia Jogger of this vintage. Now, as I walk down this drive, I'm going to just swing the camera out so you can see where we are. And we're at an Airbnb location near Lanoso, which is near Braga. And look at this lovely, lovely, lovely scenery, and more than adequate, you would think, area for turning a vehicle around. Unfortunately, the Dacia Jogger has the turning circle of a Boeing 747. It just, I would like to say, well, you know, standard for this car of this sort of size. My normal drive is a Citroen C4 Grand Picasso 2018, and it turns perfectly, on a sixpence almost, as I would say in the old days regarding footballers. This thing cannot do that. I find it very frustrating. So as I alluded to with regards to this ramp I'm walking down now a few moments ago, the Dacia Jogger does not like hills. It's this one, it struggles to get up. There's a nice sort of ramp coming into this property. Again, it just doesn't want to go uphill, driving around the mountainous corners and hairpin bends of northern Portugal. It doesn't like them. It's perfectly good on a flat. A slight incline, it's also upsets it. The traffic management system in Braga uses sort of a lot of bridges in order to divide the road and different lanes and what have you. Again, it doesn't like those particularly either. But you know, I'm criticising it a lot. It is a nice car to drive. It will fit a family of 7. It'll fit a family of 6, as we have, with space for luggage. All in all, it's a good hire. We got this from Europcar, and I can't really think of any other problems with it. The screen wasn't set to Portuguese, which has taken a few days to get it to English. My Portuguese is a little limited. I've only been learning the language for a few weeks thanks to Duolingo, so I wasn't really going to get to grips with the various controls and settings of a car without a bit of research. Got there in the end, though. Now, there is another problem here. You might have spotted it before. The USB for the in-car entertainment unit and Android Auto integration is all the way up here, which means you need to have, at the very least, a sort of a 50cm cable just to keep your phone safely out of reach. There's nowhere to put your phone. Phone doesn't really mount up there. It'll just slide off. And to be honest, the whole system's a little bit temperamental. I've used it with about 3 or 4 different cables. Turned out the cable wasn't the problem. I think the unit got hot in the sun. Not entirely certain. It started working again after a time, so that's not great either. The Dacia's media and sat navigation system has another issue as well. When you connect an Android phone to it, everything's hunky-dory until a phone call is received, at which point it just doesn't want to know, and you're left using the built-in sat nav, which it's adequate, but it's not as good as Google Maps. As things go, it's a perfectly capable vehicle, but just going back to the hills problem, it just doesn't like going uphill. All in all, it's a good car for getting about with, but it's more suited to less hilly areas.